Hey everyone, and welcome back to another Enterprise Coworking Community Spotlight. Today we're getting to know Brandon Washington, pastor of Preaching and Vision at the Embassy Church. Brandon and his team have been long-standing wonderful members at Enterprise Coworking since 2018. So Brandon, tell us a little bit about the Embassy Church and what you guys do.
We are a Bible believing evangelical church, and we are located in northeast Denver. So we engage the communities of Cole, Whittier, Five Points, Clayton, and our tip is to bring a message, the gospel message, to that community. And we deliberately chose that neighborhood because it's in a season of gentrification, and it has some that's adjusting the makeup of the community, and we thought that that was in line with our mission as a church.
Excellent. How long have you been a church?
We started in 2012, April of 2012, so we will be 9 years old this year. It seems that's a hard timeline to keep track of because 2020 was such a crazy year. We're meeting online. We meet via Zoom as our medium on Sunday mornings right now. And because of that, 2020 is complicated because it was both longer than it felt longer than it was, and yet it still went by faster than we anticipated. It's a weird emotional experience. So we looked up one day and realized, wait a minute, the ninth anniversary of the church is just weeks away, and we had to start preparing for some type of celebration in preparation for that.
That's really big. Congratulations.
Yeah,
How is your congression? Um,
congregation. Mhm.
Congregation, how has your congregation adjusted to the like 2020 like Zoom meetings?
It depends on who you speak to. It's complicated. So one of the great things that we did not we don't treat Sunday morning as the sole aspect of our identity. We pursue community within the church in other ways. We have home groups that meet in smaller settings and that kind of thing. But at the same time, I've noticed that they miss one another. In fact, there were two occasions during the fall where we gathered in the parking lot at Enterprise.
Hmm.
We use a radio transmitter, so kind of like a drive-in theater. I got this idea from you, as a matter of fact, um, because I spoke to you about a drive-in theater situation, and I realized that drive-in theaters use the radio in people's cars using an FM transmitter. So we bought an FM transmitter, and we would have our Sunday gatherings there in the parking lot at Enterprise. And that's when I realized how much they miss one another. That the first time we did that was October, and they had not seen one another since March.
Wow.
And you saw the just this people they violated all the protocol that we had in place for COVID. So people brought homemade cookies, and they had to fight the urge to hug one another. So it's this weird thing where it depends on what day it is. Sometimes it's a very difficult thing for them, but we have the benefit of this medium, that the virtual medium that they didn't have the last time the world endured a pandemic, when the flu struck in the like 1918. This was not available to them, so we're grateful for this opportunity because it keeps us from being separated from one another entirely.
That's incredible. Shows how you guys are a really flexible community.
Yeah.
And that probably leads us to our next question, which what makes the embassy different from other churches?
Yeah, and it's unfortunate that this is different, but one of the things that we value is diversity and integration. So if you look at the body, you will not be able to tell. I tell people all the time that one of my greatest joys is that no one can look at the congregation and decide what the ethnicity of the pastors
That's cool.
is, because the churches deliberately, we sought this out. We sought out diversity, and not just diversity, but integration. I think that diversity is good for a photo op. So on Sunday morning, everyone can see a difference in a group of people, and it looks good in a photo op. But when they leave after the benediction, when church is over, they still go their separate ways and they don't engage one another. So one of the things we were hoping would come of our mission is we're not just diverse during our gatherings on Sunday, but the lives of that diverse gathering are integrated so they know one another. We tell people all the time that we want this to be a place where you know and are known. And that requires some hard conversations across lines of distinction. And it's not just for us, not just the ethnicity, but we also are attentive to generational diversity. We don't want to be a church that appeals only to men or only to women. We want to have a broad gender presence there. So we try to approach how we do church in a way that engages more than one people group. And I think that that's what the church should be. And yet at the same time, my experience has been that that is something unique, or it is rare. I want to be careful I don't overstate my case here. It is rare to churches like ours.
Wow, that's incredible. Thanks for sharing that.
I appreciate that.
So, why did you choose Enterprise Coworking for the embassy?
There's a few reasons for that. Number one, the enterprise is what I call one-stop shopping. So I love being able to pay one fee at the beginning of each month, and everything I need is provided. It's not just rent for the space, but utilities are there, Wi-Fi is there, that kind of thing. It's a good one-stop shopping place. I also like that it's a shared meeting location, so you interact with people who are in fields that are nothing like the one I'm in. I engage people from different professions that are entirely unlike mine. It also engages personality types that are different. So, and you and I have discussed this. I'm not a dog person, and
Yeah.
Enterprise is a very dog friendly place, which
Yeah.
means I'm going to have to interact with people who are nothing like me. And during non-pandemic times, the fact that there's are public or centralized meeting locations where accommodations like coffee and tea are available, and even beer on tap. Those things are all available at our common meeting locations. It's just the ideal type of meeting venue for us. We also like that it's only point 0.9 miles from our Sunday morning gathering location.
Perfect.
It's essentially within walking distance of where we gather on Sundays during a typical non-corona year. And because of its close proximity to where we gather, it's easy for us to tell people where the office is. It's an easy address to remember. It checks a lot of boxes for us. It's a very easy address to remember. The building is hard to miss, and there's lots of opportunity for meetings to occur in the building that benefit our mission as we're trying to engage people who are coming to see us.
Oh, that makes me so happy. You guys have been with us since 2018 when we opened our doors, and it's been awesome ever since. Like, we love having your team with us. You're you're great. You
It's a mutual feeling. Yeah, it's I could not. We've actually discussed this in elders meetings. You find a place that you think is going to work for you. It looks good on paper, and then you meet there for a while, and you realize it's everything. It's most of what we hoped it would be. It's not everything that we need. Enterprise has exceeded our expectations there. Yeah, it has exceeded. The you and I are like you are a greeting face when I walk in. You and I are tight. But the bigger thing is I need a place that is quiet as I need it for when I'm doing my writing, and at the same time it met certain accommodations. And I don't know why this is a thing for me, but I like that the facility is clean.
It is.
I,
Thank you.
I, I will not specify where we were before, but we left that place because I couldn't work well there because it wasn't clean.
Oh, that's so great.
Yeah, so I'm glad when I come here and when I come in, I never have to worry about the facility being well kept, and it's a comfortable place. I'm not embarrassed to invite people with whom I have meetings to our office space. It checks all the boxes for us.
Oh, what a major compliment. Thank you so
Yeah.
much. And your office, your private office in particular, a lot of people pass by and they are impressed by your library.
Yeah.
So many people ask me about that.
Yeah, I try to have the appearance of intelligence at least. So
I don't think you just have the appearance. I think you're highly intelligent.
yeah, there was another one of the things that we enjoyed is that there was a diversity of membership opportunities. So some members of our team don't use our private office space. They come in and they sit in one of the blue chairs. But I need a space where it's almost inappropriate to call my office an office. It's a library, it's a study, because my primary responsibility is sermon prep and writing for articles and books. And so I needed a place where I could have my entire library there for research. And and one of the benefits that we have is we have full access to the building. So there are times I'll come in at 2 o'clock in the morning, and I'm there until 6 or 7 a.m. And I'm never worried about my safety or anything of that sort while I'm in the building because the building is well attended to.
Wow, awesome.
Yeah,
What a big compliment. Thank you.
I mean it.
So, speaking directly to our viewers, what would you like them to know about your team?
Wow. So the my team will want me to tell you about who we are as a church. So they want me to tell you about the mission. And the thing they want to drive home is we gather every Sunday morning at 10 a.m. and we do that via Zoom. And you can get the link for that if you visit our website. But we do that every Sunday morning, and that gives you a glimpse into who we are as a church and what we're trying to do in Northeast Denver. And so I would, without hesitation, with shameless plugging willingness, I would invite everyone to just come join us on Sundays at 10 a.m. and partake in what we're doing there.
Excellent. That's really nice invitation. Well, thank you so much for sitting down with me today, Brandon. And thank you all for tuning in to our Community Spotlight. If you would like to get in touch with Brandon or visit them tune in for their Sunday service, you can visit their website at theembassy.org. Thanks again, and see you guys next time.
Thanks for this.